Hey, it's Michelle from Weekend Craft here, and today we are going to unbox the new HTVRONT AutoPress 2. Now, I have the original AutoPress. It is one of my favorite heat presses, so I was lucky enough that they sent me this one before it comes out, so it's on pre-order right now. I have not used it. We are going to unbox this together and do our first press on it. And I'll give you guys my initial reactions and give you some information on how you can pre-order this, or if you're watching this later, how you can order it, and give you guys any of the discount codes that are out there right now. So let's jump right into this and get this unboxed. Ooh, okay. This one comes with a Teflon sheet. The other one didn't. My new manual heat press didn't either, so that's exciting. We also got the manual here. You guys, this one has a screen. I'm gonna have to take out my other one and we'll have to compare them, either in this video or another one. Reason I love the original AutoPress 2 is because it's only 28 pounds. So if you guys have like a bigger heat press, you'll know that they're like 100 pounds to lug around your studio or your craft room or your home. And it's just me, so I break down my area every night, and then to bring it out to film, it's a lot when it's really heavy. So this is packaged really well for shipping. I will say HTVRONT always does a really good job with their packaging. So one of the main upgrades on this is the platen, or this sort of tray shelf that slides out. Now the last one does this, but it had a handle here, which if I'm being honest, I kind of missed that handle. And then look at the clearance we have here. We have, I don't know, probably an inch or two of clearance here, which I feel like the old or the original HTVRONT heat press only came out to about here, which made it really hard to line up your shirts. I always felt that I was going to end up hitting the heat plate, and I did make a couple crooked shirts because of that. So I'm very excited for this upgrade. I would say I would like to see the handle back though, if they make another one. Okay, the screen here, it flips up, which is great, because it'd be kind of awkward if it was just flat and you were doing it. So I like that it is eye level. Let's take a look at all of these settings and how they work. So they've made this pretty easy for us. You can see they have a sticker in the front that's going to tell you what each button does. So let's kind of walk through them. I'm going to turn this on here. And you can see we have our temperature, our pressure. Now this is brand new. Before you couldn't control the pressure, so now you can control it from 50 pounds all the way up to 170 pounds. And then we have our time here. So to adjust this, we're just gonna press down on the temperature, press the plus, the minus. So let's say we do 305. We'll click on the time. Let's say we do 30 seconds. And for the pressure, let's go all the way up to 170. And that's going to go ahead and heat up. But what's kind of cool with this is you have your modes here. So it's going to come with 4 modes that the manufacturer put in. So we have 295, 170 pounds, 15 seconds. We have 300 degrees, 320, 390. So if you want to make your own settings, you can go over here to custom, and then you would just click on the temperature, set it, go ahead, do the same with time, and the same with weight. So we have 4 different custom settings that we can do, and you'll see there's an A, B, C, D. And that's definitely something that I would take advantage of doing for, I'd honestly probably do it for HTV, Sublimation, DTF, something like that. Settings I use very often. Okay, another thing that you can do here as well is you can hold down the temperature button, and that'll change it to Celsius. Go ahead and change that back to Fahrenheit. And then for the pressure, we can change it to kilograms. I'm gonna go back to pounds on that because that's the system I use. Okay, so we're gonna hit this R button. When we hit that, the heat press will go down. You can press it again for it to come up. And then this auto button here, if you have that pushed down, you'll see it on the screen here. And when you push in your tray, it takes a second and then it will automatically go down. And that is the auto part of the AutoPress, it coming up and down on its own. Alexa, stop this stopwatch.
Okay, stopped at 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Okay, so it is now at temperature. This took a little over 3 minutes. My stopwatch is saying 3 minutes and 13 seconds that it took to heat up to 305 degrees. So that's not bad at all. Okay, now this pad does come off. You'll see there are elastics here. Go ahead and unclip them. And why would you want to take this off? So some of the reasons you would want to take this off is if you were doing HTV on a harder surface. So this tag would be removed, but if you wanted to add it to wood, I would put it directly on here so there was a hard surface under it and then press it. If you're doing sublimation on coasters, anything like that where you don't need the mat, you need a harder surface, that is how I would do it. Okay, so let's jump into a project and see how this works. So the first product we're testing is going to be iron-on vinyl on a cotton canvas tote bag. So I'm doing 340 degrees at 20 seconds for 170 pounds. And this is going by Cricut's Heat Guide because I am using a smart iron-on vinyl. I cut this with my Cricut Joy Extra. And right now what I'm doing is just doing a 5-second pre-press on the tote. Helps get out any moisture, any wrinkles that might be there. You'll notice we have the tote handles facing out. That's just to get a flatter surface. So now we are adding in our iron-on vinyl that I cut on the Cricut Joy Extra. And we're going to place a Teflon sheet on top of this. This is a Teflon sheet that came with it. And we're going to go ahead and press this for 20 seconds. Now, once that is done, we're going to pull it out, and I'm actually going to let this one cool completely. And I'm pretty impressed with how this came out on a canvas tote. It seemed pretty professional. Okay, next up is the DTF transfer. We're doing 320 degrees Fahrenheit at 170 pounds. Okay. Go ahead and push this in. I'm going to click on the R, and then we're going to do a 5-second preheat. It's done. We're going to pull it out. And now we have a nice smooth surface to do our DTF transfer on. With t-shirts, I like to use this template here just of where to place it. And now I'm using a heat-resistant tape. This one is from Artistry, and I am taping down my DTF design and putting the Teflon sheet on top of it. So we're going to press this for 30 seconds at 300 degrees Fahrenheit at 170 pound pressure. Now this you can peel back when it is cool to touch. Look how cute this is. Okay, this is for my niece. She's going to love it. But it came out great. Okay, so we're going to be doing sublimation now. So we're going to do this for $3.90. For 40 seconds. I'm going to let that heat up. Okay, while that's heating up, I want to protect my mat here. So I'm putting down some siliconized paper from Artistry. And I'm just doing a test on this. Like, I don't have anything right now I need to sublimate. So I have some polyester on hand. And I'm going to go ahead and do a pre-press for this. Just for like 5 seconds. It doesn't need to be at full temperature yet. And because it's set for 40 seconds, I'm just going to click on the R. I'm going to pull that back. Okay, so now we have this nice pre-pressed. I'm going to go ahead. I have this sublimation print. Now, I do have a sublimation printer. It's low in ink right now, so I was like, why not use this one that a company sent me? So I'm going to go ahead and put this down on here. I'm going to use some heat transfer tape. Keep it in place. I'm going to add some siliconized paper on top and our Teflon sheet. So we're up to temperature, so let's press this. Okay, that worked great. Let's take a closer look. You can see we have some vivid colors in there. It printed or it transferred pretty true to color. We have some great depth and dimension. I am pretty impressed with using this. It's kind of a game changer having that 170 pound pressure. Now, these exceeded my expectations. It did the DTF transfer really well. the iron-on well, which I knew it was going to, and the sublimation. So we've gone ahead, we've done DTF transfers, we've done iron-on vinyl, and we've done sublimation. So what are my initial thoughts on this machine? You know, I really like this, and I can say confidently that this has worked on different materials better than the original AutoPress has. As someone that is moving more into the DTF and sublimation space, I am very happy with the adjustable pressure on this machine. That being said, I was a little weary that in the instructional book, the manual, that it had most of the recommended pressures at 170 pounds. It just seems like there should be different varying pressures that you would be using instead of just always using that high pressure. Now, okay, what are some of the things I like about this machine in comparison to its predecessor, the original Auto Heat Press? First and foremost, I do a lot of plus size garments. I like that there is more clearance here. It is very important to me, especially when putting the designs on the shirt. I like the new screen. I like that it folds up. One thing that I am missing is that handlebar that it used to have for you to pull this out. And other than that, it's very similar to its predecessor, but the biggest game changer is the drawer pulling out further and being able to adjust the pressure. Now, what's the cost of this? Now, this is on pre-sale right now, so it's going to be $349.99. That's going to be the retail cost. But for pre-sale, which is November 1st through November 21st, if you use the code WEEKEND60, you'll get $60 off, bringing it down to $289.99. Now, what's the comparison between that and where the original AutoPress is right now? Now, I just looked at it. It's $236. That was both on HTVRONT site and Amazon. So as of today, that's kind of the price difference there, about $50. If you're comparing it to the manual heat press from HTVRONT, that is around $170. Now, I really like the manual heat press, especially if you are a beginner. I like that you can manually do the pressure on that as well as the swing arm. I'm going to do a video comparing all three of the heat presses, so just be on the lookout for that in the next couple weeks. But anyway, I am really impressed with this. Another safety feature it does have is that it auto turns off in case you forget and you leave it on. And it does have that removable mat as well in case you want to work on a harder surface or switch this out. Now, I'm pretty impressed with this machine. I have a lot of heat presses here now. I'm kind of looking around wondering what I'm going to do with them all. But I am very thankful that HTVRONT sent this over so I could do a full review on it and give you guys my thoughts. I'm very interested to test some more materials like puff vinyl. But I didn't have any on hand. So once I get that in, I will show you if puff vinyl works on it because puff vinyl is so tricky. But anyway, if you like this video, if you want to see more setups and reviews on machines, I have a bunch coming up. And if you just want to see general crafting, Cricut crafts, laser, DTF, sublimation, I do videos on it all. So I hope you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button below, and I will see you on the next video. And be sure, if you're watching this after November 21st, and this is no longer on pre-sale, to look in the description below and see if I have a promo code for you, because I probably do. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next video.